Hello, I'm Mr. James. I'd like to welcome you all to STAT 200 via World Campus. This course is very well done by the design team. So if you give it the time, I think you'll find a high level of success. Typically 65–70% of the students in the sections I've taught have received A's and B's in this class, so it's not something where you really have to be scared, like many are, of the word statistics, especially online. And the math background is only Algebra 1. So a lot of it is the ability to stay on schedule, spread out the learning, as research would say, space it during the week, and then the desire to read and comprehend these online notes. But let me take you down through here. First of all, I've taught for 33 years, most of that at the college level at the Pennsylvania College of Technology in Williamsport, which is an affiliate of Penn State. And I have taught 7 full years now for STAT 200, and that is probably 25 or so sections at this point, as I teach it all year round. My background is a BS in physics, a BS in education, a BS in math, and then a master's degree in statistics education, a master's degree in applied statistics, and a graduate certificate in medical statistics. So the course itself should go well, and I should be able to help you with anything that you need very quickly. All right, here's the landing page of our course. The recent announcements will be up here where you see recent announcements. There's nothing populated yet because this course is not turned loose. If this is a summer course, it's done in 12 weeks. That's compared to 15 and a half or so in a regular semester. So it will be slightly more intense and involve weeks that double up in content. No matter when you take this course, each time we do a midterm exam, whether it's 1 or 2, you get that entire week to do the midterm exam. So it's kind of a break to study, and then those who want to work ahead can do so. But that's really the only difference between whether it's a summer or a traditional semester. All right, so there's our home screen, and on that home screen you'll see the STAT 200 overview and online notes. These online notes are provided by the STAT 200 team, and they are really all that most students need. Most students do not find themselves having to go to a textbook. And I'll show you these online notes here in a little bit, but they have embedded video, and they allow you to go a little deeper into the content if you want to, if you desire. If not, you can just give it a read, and it should have everything there provided for you to execute the homework and the labs each week and do very well in the assessments. And this video introduction is the link to what I'm sharing with you right now. Course syllabus we'll be back to in a second. Announcements will be the historical announcements of the course that you can go back to at any point. The heart and soul of the course are these learning modules. And again, the STAT 200 team does a wonderful job here. But you want to start here with general resources. You want to look down through each one of these, just so that you know the startup procedure, like what we have to. You need a calculator. It could be probably a TI-30X. It'd be something more advanced. It could be. You do need access to Minitab software. We tell you how to do that here. It's a web app. It looks like this. So it's not a resident program. Okay, it is actually a web app that you're going to access through app.minitab.com. But in order to do that, you have to follow these procedures to gain access. So that's a very important part of the course. And while I'm there, let me tell you about this. There are video lectures provided in almost every one of these modules. That is by a professor named Dr. Whitney Zimmerman, and she did that as she was teaching her face-to-face courses. So this is only optional. These are optional that are in these weekly modules. Some students like them. But one drawback, it does demonstrate the use of the Resident Minitab program, which is now dated. It's very similar, but it's not the software that we are using for the web app. So just be aware of that if you access those optional videos. Okay. All right, in orientation, you would see you want to work right down through this to make sure you have everything done that we need to start our course. Okay. Calling that week 0, lesson 0. All right. And then lesson 1 would be our typical week. So we'll give you an introduction to it in a way that is, very straightforward. It'll remind you of what we're going over, when we're going over it, etc. And from there, then you'll get into the actual content of the lesson. So we'll give you some examples from previous coursework if you want to go back and look at that. Here's that video lecture that I was speaking of that's optional. This is the most important thing to me, is these online notes each week. When you take a look at these will take us out to the notes written by the Stat 200 team. And most students do quite well by just being very attentive to these. If you want to read the Wiley textbook, you certainly can. If you want to go deeper into those video lectures, you can. But you do want to read and watch all embedded videos in the online notes. You can see that we have that set up for you for the entire course, whether it's a summer or a traditional semester. And then each week in there, you'll see access to your Wiley Plus, which is the weekly homework. The due date for that. All due dates in our course are Tuesday night at midnight. And it'd be really good to space out the work. Research says so. It is human nature to put it off, but I'll try to send you some reminders, especially those of you who procrastinate toward the end. You really don't want to do that to get the most out of the course. Data is everywhere, and understanding the basic data analysis is important in everyone's field. So if we can spread this work out, it'll be highly successful. I've seen it over and over. Students who do that do quite well. Students who don't can end up struggling a little bit. For example, we give you 2 quiz attempts each week. If you don't take those back to back, you're doing yourself a favor. What I mean by that is maybe take it on a Friday or a Saturday. Get any feedback. What did you miss? And then you can remediate that and then take it on Monday. Some students will actually take it and then take it in 5 minutes later. That's not what the pedagogy is set up for learning. And then we have a lab each week, which is set up in a quiz environment, but it is a lab. So rather than submitting a PDF, it's actually set up in a quiz format. You can enter that and exit that lab all week long until you hit submit. So that's the way that'll work. You can exit and enter until you hit submit. This research participation can be here certain semesters and others not. So I won't worry about that too much right now. I'll make announcements when it's appropriate for the students in a particular semester. But that's pretty much how it goes each week. The introduction every week has a community of learning, which is the discussion board, which I'm very quick about reacting to those. Students, I feel, are a little reluctant usually to jump in to help other students. So again, research would say some space and some timing in between, allow everybody to think. But I don't want to make someone wait 3 days for feedback when other students haven't seen it yet, perhaps. So I am pretty interactive there with you. Again, an optional video lesson if you want, and then down through the rest. Choose the video lecture. Just remember, it'll show you a resonant version of Minitab, not the actual version we're using. The online notes will have our up-to-date web app version of Minitab. So the online notes is the place to definitely hang out. All right, we have the discussions over here. HonorLock will be our proctoring software, and you'll get a chance to try that out before we do. But all tests, the major tests, are proctored remotely. Zoom will have Zoom meetings on Monday nights at 9 o'clock for anybody who wants to attend and ask any questions. These typically are not all that well attended, but those who do, I think, benefit from them. You can ask questions, you can get up to date ideas on spacing and timing, etc. Whatever you need, I'll help you with on Monday nights at 9. But many students do just fine without attending those. And then the rest obviously is basically associated with my interaction with the course. But tutor.com does give you 10 free hours. People do like to use that as well at times. All right, let's go back to the syllabus quickly. Traditional type of syllabus. You want to read through this, make sure you understand everything that's going on. My background, again, I gave you some of the educational background, but I have 3 adult children, some of them employed in the data world. My daughter's a teacher. My older son is a data analyst and scientist for an NBA basketball team, and my younger son is just graduated from college with data and statistics background. So it's a part of our family. I also do own a bunch of rental properties and business ventures with 2 orthopedic surgeons. So this gives me a lot of insight into how evidence-based medicine and statistics are used there. So I have a broad background with these types of things, and I really enjoy sports. So golf, baseball, basketball, that type of thing. Tutoring, required materials. You can see what the things I've talked about already. Here's that how we access Minitab. The assignment breakdown throughout the semester, depending on which semester you're in, whether it's summer or fall, you might see a different type of breakdown on the assignments there, and the coverage. One would be 16 weeks, one would be 12 weeks. But you want to read through here so you know exactly what's going on with how we handle the homework in Wiley Plus, the lab assignments. Are those what used to be PDF submissions but are now in the quiz format submissions, actual quizzes twice each week. We also use another piece of software called StatKey at times, which is written by the authors of our textbook for simulation early in the course. All well documented in the online notes. And midterm, you are allowed some notes there, so you don't have to worry about formulas. Stats used to get a bad rap because it was all computation. You had to memorize formulas. We don't do that anymore. There are computational parts of this course mandated, but it's limited. But the online notes will demonstrate, for those of you going further or needing more statistics, some opportunities to actually look at the details behind the curtain, so to speak. So it's up to you if you want to go a little deeper. On our locks to proctoring software, late policy. Generally, there is no late submission unless there is a significant life event that you reach out to me about. We do accept labs late, 20 points a day late, though, so it's a significant penalty. So you want to try to submit on time. Grading scales, the standard scale. Technical requirements of the course, you can take a look at those. GSU Help Desk is great for any technology issues. Again, I'm here for the content and can handle some technology issues, but in general, the help desk is the technology place. Academic integrity, I take very seriously. So hopefully everybody in the course is a person who is taking their learning seriously as an adult. If I do feel like artificial intelligence is being used incorrectly, or there is some kind of outreach to previous student submissions, that type of thing, I will contact you immediately, because it is my job to keep the playing field fair for all. And I would support an academic integrity violation. I'll follow up if I did catch somebody doing that. And they list them. They're very transparent here. Big, court here, these types of things can cause problems if you don't do the right thing. And then all the additional policies that are associated with World Campus and things that we can offer students. So disability services, psychological services, the educational equity and report bias, military status, these types of things. And down here is our course summary. All right, I'd like to take you back to one last thing before I wrap this up, and that is if you go to these online notes and stat overview, one of the first things they talk about is what they would suggest as an important way to manage your time during the week. Most students are going to be working. Many students are non-traditional adult students who are out there maybe with a family and trying to fit this in late at night. So it makes it definitely more challenging. But about 4 hours face-to-face each week and another 1 or 2 outside for a resident course. So to do everything that we're asking you to do here in a summer session, probably 8 hours a week. And if it is a regular semester, maybe around 6 hours a week. You can see if you get started each week on Wednesday and then follow up as we go for the Tuesday submission a week later, that'd be the way to go. And they're giving you some ideas on how to handle that if you could. So if you spread it out over, let's say 5 days, you're talking maybe 45 minutes to an hour a day. And that's how learning really takes place, education research says. So really think about spacing it. Waiting to Mondays and Tuesdays is definitely not the way to go. All right, other than that, I don't think I have too much else to say here. That should really help you with the start of the course, but make sure that you just follow through the modules and do that lesson 0 and the general resources, work through that, and you should be up to speed. We do have an opening discussion board prompt that tells us a little bit about you, and that's helpful for all of us to have a sense of community. So if you give yourself a couple minutes to give us a post there about your background and answer the questions they asked, that'd be great. I wish you all the best. And if you have anything, please reach